Hey, welcome back. Hope you guys are doing well. We have another part of our live video series of the red pill versus the blue pill. This is Dr. Delon Canterbury, again, founder and CEO of GeriatRx, as well as the founder of the Deprescribing Accelerator. So welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Today we're diving into how the lack of us using our deprescribing powers is unfortunately worsening our healthcare system. It's worsening the way we deliver healthcare. So tune in again today as we discuss why this is the case. But truthfully, we in the clinical space, we're not talking about the elephant in the room. We're not talking about overprescribing, causing harm in our seniors, particularly worsening outcomes, worsening those readmission rates. And we're still not letting them live gracefully and independently at home. So, really, we as deprescribers, particularly as pharmacists, are not using our full power to our abilities here. And that's truthfully because our system isn't allowing us to. Okay. Let's not fall victim to this time and time again. Let's look for how we can make deprescribing the standard of care. We already know we have overprescribing left and right. We already know that we spend over $500 billion chasing the rainbow, basically, with overprescribed patients who are dealing with medication side effects, who still aren't meeting those healthcare goals. Hey, Justine, hope you're doing well. And thanks for joining. But the minute we start focusing on preventative health and putting in the funding and the money into these value-based services, these incentives that reward people for doing good and not just looking for reasons to find the bad, like that's when we'll start shifting this medication mindset. So let's be honest. When I speak to pharmacists and nurses who are in this space, they still don't believe that they have the ability to do and deliver a deep prescribing service. So why is that? Some people they think it's a timing issue, right? Look, we cannot keep waiting for more and more seniors to fall victim to prey to these meds that are killing them. But more yet, we cannot keep delaying our dreams for financial freedom, our dreams for feeling that value and being in senior care, feeling that passion that we've neglected all this time because we've just gotten so numb to our profession. We've gotten numb to just working for metrics instead of the care you deliver. I'm hitting to that point because I faced it myself, and I was in a position where I wasn't living in alignment with my purpose. So I didn't believe I could be a deprescribing advocate at first. I didn't believe I can make revenue doing what I think is the best way to approach medicine, and it's to get people off safely and strategically using evidence-based recommendations, right? But I want people to get out of their head and not think that this is just some spoof anomaly. Any pharmacist with a passion and drive who is willing to put in the energy to explore different revenue streams, but then reignite that passion, that service for others, this is going to this will be a piece of cake for you. Like, we have to get you understanding that this isn't a one-off. You can literally sell deprescribing as a one-on-one concierge consulting service. You can absolutely partner with health systems and make deprescribing the standard. You could be an entrepreneur at your own current position and make deprescribing policy, or make this standard of care as you meet with your teams and do in-services weekly or monthly or however you operate. But deprescribing doesn't just start and end with a medical doctor. Like, it literally has to be a unified, multidisciplinary, team-based effort. And if you're able to show that you have helped X number of patients stop this many of falls or get off this number of NSAIDs, that all can be quantified to show that you have saved the healthcare system some money, the patient some money, and some potential harm that may be associated with these drug interactions or falls, whatever worsening conditions. But more importantly, you are getting your passion back because you're now getting paid not just hourly for nonsense metrics, but literally for the value that you're bringing to the team and to the healthcare system and, well, to your practice, because now that patient's going to rave about you getting them off of meds, and they're going to want to tell everyone. They're going to tell all their family and friends about the level of education and advocacy that you gave through your service. So we already have the secret power of this deep prescribing within us. It's just starting with the mindset shift and then preaching the gospel of it, talking about the problem, getting very specific with how you want to help serve people using deep prescribing. And this is why we can't wait, because we are waiting for laws to change. We're waiting for lobbying powers to go away. These are all variables we can't control. And we know that we're going against a healthcare system that wants people to be sick. Let's be real. But you can still monetize this. You could still make money doing this, and you could still get that core value that's in us in this space to feel alive again, to feel like a deprescribing advocate. So get out of your head thinking that you cannot make this a time commitment. The time is now. The time is now. All that is going to matter is your investment in yourself and your time, and how much are you willing to show up in your communities. So don't downplay the power of deep prescribing. We've got past alum who are already using deep prescribing to develop their own deep prescribing conference, right? They're literally going to be teaching other clinicians how to implement deep prescribing and how to make our community members aware, our caregivers aware, our patients aware of the type of power that this can have for you. So I don't want that to detract from what you can do. Another thing I'm starting to see a common trend of is really there unfortunately are still just these limiting beliefs of an inability for a pharmacist to break out into this world, right? We are already consultants, like, just by our degrees alone. You don't need anything extra to make this like proof it's true. We already have invested the time and energy. So own your gift. So get out of your head thinking that you need to have all these collaborative practice agreements set up, or XYZ trainings, or I need a 5-year MTM certificate or whatever. Like, you don't need to have all these labels after your name to be a deprescriber. And you don't have to have all these labels to grow your business or grow your revenue. These titles don't mean anything, really. It gives you peace of mind and makes you look good in like our own close healthcare circles, but the patients do not care about your title. They care about how you're going to solve the problem. And just like the providers, they don't really care. They care about how you're going to solve the problem. And do they trust you enough to do that? So don't get bogged into this trapped box mentality that, oh, who am I, the lonely pharmacist, to go and tell a doctor what to do? No, like, that's literally my business model, is telling them what to do, but of course, on a team-based approach. Like, I'm not just the dictator here. It's a team-based approach with the patient at the center. So these thought sets, these mindsets, this medication mindset that we feel our system has to be a part of. You don't have to be a part of this machine, y'all. That's why I created the red pill versus the blue pill series. It's, again, showing you that choosing the red pill, choosing deep prescribing, using this as a value-based service for your business can grow your practice, but more importantly, get you to those warm fuzzies that we have felt negligent of in our profession. So you don't have to have XYZ credentials to be a deep prescribing advocate. You don't have to have 20, 30 years of working in a senior care organization or a long-term care facility or nursing home to be in this space. So yes, we do focus on senior care and geriatrics, but it starts with a passion, and it starts with your why. Like, what is your alignment with this area of service and need, and how do you show up daily for that? So we also got to stop, unfortunately, attaching our whole identity as pharmacists with a product, right? We got to stop getting out of this. We just deliver, pills, or we just provide, review of orders. And no, like, we are way more than just people attached to products. Okay. We are consultants. We are concierge experts. We are literally the people who know these meds. So own that gift and sell it. And then we're going to show you how, using our course, we'll teach you how to sell it for a higher value, for a high ticket. So again, you're not grasping at straws on how to develop your revenue stream and how to position yourself when it comes to this market. So we also need to get out of our mindsets of thinking that Western medicine is like the bee's knees. Like, it's not the only way to approach care. We have to look at alternative modalities, right? We have to look at lifestyle changes, preventative health. And this all aligns with deprescribing, right? It's not just, all right, we told the doctor to stop this and we're going to stop this. Like, there's education that needs to take place. It needs to be trust. There needs to be motivational interviewing. There needs to be readiness to even make the leap or change in that person's care. And then there needs to be an ongoing assessment of the plan of as we deprescribe, what withdrawal effects to look out for, if there are any. How are we going to hedge any other issues in case the condition that we're treating comes back? What's our contingency plan? So there's so many steps that go into deprescribing, but I want you to get out of the idea of thinking that you don't have a role in this. Like, we know this is the issue. Let's not be a part of the problem. Let's not continue to be the metrics pushers. Let's not continue to just work hourly to, well, really not do what we love anymore. Like, let's get out of this fear zone. Let's get out of this thought of this place of just lack, this thought of just we're lacking. Like, in business, you have to have an abundance mindset. You have to see that as we continue to delay deprescribing and not normalize this in our senior facilities, in every annual wellness visit, in every office visit, in every, honestly, in the schools of thought, in nursing school, in medicine school, in PA school, where we're not even teaching people how to deprescribe. The more we delay this with impending growth of our senior population, with less and less people to take care of them, the more of an issue this is going to become, the more harm we're going to see, the more impact of, well, really the lack of preventative health is going to keep seeing our senior populations crumble. We are already losing housing for seniors. We're already seeing them being displaced because of this economy. We already are seeing a dearth of geriatric care providers. So the time is now. I'm tired of hearing the excuse of, well, I don't want to do this now because later. Like, no, we need to start serving these seniors now. We need to start deprescribing now, and we need to start putting it into practice now. Like, why do we want to wait for another patient to fall for us to start talking about the problem? We're no longer waiting. And that's the point of this deprescribing accelerator. So I can't lie. It's going to take someone who is committed to this program to take a little bit of looking in the mirror. It's going to take some fearlessness. It's going to take a level of you getting out of your comfort zone and being open to new ideas, to novel revenue streams, but to really thinking out the box of how you can really integrate your service as a pharmacist or nurse or passionate deprescriber in this space. You're going to have to take a little bit of fear, and you're going to have to really look at what aligns most with your why, with why you came to the profession, right? Is it diabetes education? Is it you have a thing for pediatrics or whatever, kids, adults? What is that little thing that just wakes you up every day and makes you like really care about your role in healthcare? And dig into that. And once you're able to dig into that why, we have to align that to why deprescribing may make that why of yours more powerful? Okay, why is it more impactful in how you reach people? So it takes fearlessness. It takes a little bit of passion, frankly. It's going to take a lot of passion, and it's going to take an open-mindedness to see that you can trust the process, one, and two, understand that this is, again, a service that's never going away. This is going to future-proof what exactly you're trying to roll out within your business, or whether it's an expansion of services for your existing practice. People want to be taken off of meds safely and strategically. They absolutely do. So we know that this can be done. Looks like Scott commented. Hey, Scott, thanks for commenting. He mentioned pharmacists have a unique position of a gateway of information. You need to monetize our ability to deliver better quality of health. And man, Scott, you are completely right. Deprescribing is a way to monetize this. But again, it needs to be the standard of care. Look, it just needs to be. We already know polypharmacy is a problem. So let's stop talking about it like we're looking at a school textbook and actually get to the root cause of system-wide issues. Let's talk about prescribing cascades. Let's dive into why they are happening and make our patients and caregivers and providers aware of prescribing cascades. It should not, again, stay in the silo of theory and fancy words we throw out there when we see issues. It needs to be an active part of what we do in our plan of attack to implement deprescribing. So again, we cover this in our course. We talk about these modalities. We talk about ways and certain systems that have dealt with trying to reduce these occurrences. It's not picture perfect, of course, but if we're not actually doing something, then we can no longer use the excuse of, well, we know about it, but what's the point of having the info and not acting on that information, right? That's going to be counter to me and to you wasting your time and not implementing it. So our course isn't just theory. It's about putting the work into action. So as you are getting the clinical acumen down on the deprescribing piece, through our coaching, you're getting the implementation side. Okay, how do I make this a one-on-one service? Who am I targeting for this service? And then you'll be trained and coached along the way on how to tailor your approach and your plan of attack using our recipe. So it's going to take some passion, and it's going to take a bit of the community too. It's not for the weak now. It is a community of people who are going against the grain and disrupting our healthcare system using deprescribing, whether it's through holistic wellness, health, there's functional med. There's so many ways we are using deprescribing, maybe using a different word, but they are all adamant and they're all effective tools of helping and reaching our patients. But let's be honest, the tools are there. The tools are there. We can develop team-based models for this. There are other passionate nurses who see that this is an issue and they want to integrate and train other nurses to do the same. There are more adult daycare centers and area aging offices that literally focus on reducing readmission rates. So yes, they need pharmacists and they need their expertise to guide and work through them on how to make this sustainable and how to make this implementable and make this fun, make this monetary revenue stream as well. So it doesn't just end with us. This is becoming integrated into insurers, health systems, other value-based care models that already exist, and they've already literally quantify how much money they have saved the health system just by deprescribing. Our VA does it. Our VA does it themselves. Yet, why isn't it being done across the US? Our VA has already saved millions of dollars on over-medicated meds by using their Vione model, Vione. They use it. So again, it's like we're deprescribing in little silos, but we're not doing anything in our power to make this blasted so that everyone knows and then everyone can use it. So don't believe all the lies or don't feel trapped. Don't think that you don't have this power to make deprescribing your marketable service, your brand attached to your practice. Don't make it don't think you can't make this a part of your new way of serving, and it absolutely is. So hope today showed a little bit more why we cannot delay deprescribing. Again, 750 seniors are sent to the hospital every day because of a medication side effect. We waste $500 billion managing medications that are suboptimal for people, and 275,000 people die each year because of medications that cause harm. So we have to do better. We have to use pharmacists at the top of our license. We have to be paid accordingly for that value that we're conveying and saving our healthcare system because of that type of work. And honestly, we need to break out of our fears and anxieties of feeling like this isn't for me. This is for all of you who have a passion for deprescribing and for seniors and are looking to grow yourself and get that fire back for our profession. So I hope today was helpful. We cannot delay deprescribing. Let me know your thoughts and tune in for more. Take care, guys.